Hey friends, happy Wednesday. Let's get warmed up. Running and marching in place. Adding in the arms. We have shoulders and lower body. Our shoulder moves are a shoulder press, a raise and pull, and a swimmer. Lower body moves are a squat, a bridge, and a clamshell. And then we're going to come back to the shoulders for the burnout round. Okay, arm circles forward. This workout is the same workout from April, very first week. So if you want to go back, check what you lifted then, see if you can bump up on anything. Let's go back. Shoulder press. I'm going to do 15s. I believe last time I had to drop, so my goal is to do that all 3 rounds. 12s for raise and pull, 10s for swimmer. Once again, let's do open and close. I think I had a drop last time, so I'm going to try to do 10s for all 3 rounds of the swimmers. We'll see. Let's kick out in front of us, hand opposite leg. And then the lower body moves are all with bands around our thighs. So I'm going to do a medium band, and then I'm going to put a medium rubber band on top. It's just one way to make it more challenging. Creates a little more resistance. Let's do some shallow squats. 3, 2, 1. Shoulder press. Trying to take our weights. Gonna load them up. I'm in a kickstand position. To press up above our head and then lower down. Shoulder press is probably my least favorite shoulder move, but it's a really good move, as much as I hate it. 3, 2, 1, nice job. Raise and pull. So palms facing our legs, we are going to raise up, pull in, and come down. Make sure your elbows stay up the whole time. I don't want to see this, okay? Elbows stay up. Make sure that core is engaged. Slight bend in the knees. We're keeping our shoulders down away from our ears. So again, palms are starting in front of our legs, facing back towards our legs. We're gonna come up and out to our sides. Up and back to the front. Oh shit. Sometimes I see my weight list and I'm like, oh man, I can't believe I had to drop 10s. Like, couldn't have been that bad. Then I do like 2 reps, I'm like, no, I get it. This move is tricky, and it's actually much harder than it looks like. It is a long lever move, which means we are bringing the weight out away from our body, right? And on long lever moves, you want to go lighter because those are going to feel plenty challenging. 3, 2, 1. Nice job. 30-second break. I got to turn off some heaters. Yes, heaters. Missouri weather has been wonky to say the least. It's really cold in the mornings, but in my opinion, really cold for for this time of year. It's like 40, 50s in the mornings. Then by the afternoon it does warm up a little bit, but then it's already cold up here, so I have to warm it up. All right, friends, let's do it again. Shoulder press. Let's go. Gotta drop. I was like, well, maybe if I switch my feet, I can still keep going. No, not gonna happen. Okay, I'm dropping down to 12s. 3, 2, 1. Raise and pull. Nope, still keeping these for raise and pull. Up, in, and down. I believe that is kind of where I had to drop for the presses last time. So, next time I try them again, my goal once again will be to go all 3 rounds. One of these times that'll happen, right? And then that'll become my new normal. But until then, I'm just gonna keep picking up that heavier weight. I'm gonna keep trying. It's the only way our muscles will adapt and grow to that weight. Because here's the thing, guys. If I just kept doing the 12s, right? The 12s would still feel hard. 3, 2, 1, swimmers. But then once you start picking up those heavier weights, your muscles will start adjusting to those heavier weights, and eventually the weights that you once used all the time and felt really hard, they won't feel as hard anymore, right? And it has nothing to do with the weights. You're just getting stronger, remember? Come on, Ash. 3, 2, 1. Nice job. 30-second break. We'll do that one more time with the heavier weights. And then we'll come back to it at the end of the workout for the burnout round. Whew, shit. All right. Shake it out. Okay, one more time. I'm gonna do 12s for the press. Let's do it. Sometimes I'll be watching videos on like TikTok or Instagram or something, and someone will be like doing a shoulder press with like 50 pounds, and I'm like, I can't comprehend that level of strength. Maybe someday I will, but man, that just can't comprehend it. Three, 2, 1. Nice job. Raise and pull. I'm going to keep these weights. Apparently I really want to drop the weights for this move, but I'm not going to. I have pretty consistently done 12s for this move for a while. I try the 15s every once in a while. Just, we're not there yet. Swimmers, I'm going to try to do all 3 rounds with these 10s. I'd be very happy with that. We'll see how it goes though. I do have my 8s out just in case. Yourself. I'm saying that to myself as much as I'm saying it to you all. Three, 2, 1. Nice job. Okay. Go ahead and write down anything you need to write down on there. I do need to write down that I dropped. There's my pen. All right, go ahead and pop a band on around your thighs. We are going to start with a squat, a bridge, and then a clamshell. Like I said, I have a medium band with a medium rubber band on top. Okay, so get that band on, put some pressure on it, and we're gonna squat. So push those hips back and come up. Always hip hinging first, which means we push the hips back first. So back, then down, okay? Squeeze at the top. Make sure your knees are not collapsing in towards each other. If you are physically unable to do a squat with the band on and not have them cave in towards each other, go ahead and pop that band off, okay? I'd rather you work on it without the band. Make sure those knees are staying facing forward, then add in the band later, okay? Three, 2, 1. We're gonna do a bridge. So come down on your back. We're gonna put pressure on that band. We're gonna bring our hips up, squeeze those glutes at the top, and then lower down slowly. As soon as your booty hits the ground, you're popping right back up. Ooh, that extra rubber band on top, man, it takes it up a notch for sure. Keep that pressure on the band. Don't let up. I know it's easier if you let up. Don't be easy on yourself, okay? 3, 2, 1. Roll into your side. Stack those legs. Open and close with the clamshell. Three, 2, 1. Swing those legs around. Other side. Woo. 2, 1. Nice job. Come on up at some point because we will be going back into that squat. You can take your time. Write down anything you need to on your tracking sheet. All right, quote for the day. You can do hard things. This is a quote that especially a couple years ago in this program, we quoted a lot. We had it put on a shirt. And it's something that still rings true. Go ahead and put pressure on that band. We're gonna come down to a squat and come up. But I want to talk about a strategy when it comes to doing hard things. Because as we've talked about before, when we do things that make ourselves uncomfortable, it is going to send a signal to our brain, essentially saying, danger, danger, right? This is why when we are doing a workout move and it hurts, we want to quit, right? Even though our body could definitely keep going for a little bit longer, our brain is going to tell us that we need to stop because we're in danger, right? Our brain is there to protect us. And essentially whenever we are uncomfortable or something's hurting, our brain will go, you need to stop, you know, or, I mean, not to be dramatic, but essentially you're gonna die, right? That's what our brain is telling us. 3, 2, 1. We know that is not true when we're doing squats or whatever, but our brain doesn't know that, right? So, go ahead and put pressure on that band. We're gonna do bridges. We have to learn to override our brain when it starts saying, hey, danger, you need to stop doing this, right? Because we know we're not in danger, it's uncomfortable, our muscles are working, but we know we're not in any real danger, right? Now, one way to do this, it is called, it was in a book called Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins, right? Great book, as long as you can handle heavy content and a lot of curse words, right? But he talks about how when things get hard, 3, 2, 1, go into a clamshell. He keeps this like jar, this cookie jar in his head, and it's all full of really hard stuff that he had been through, right? And then whenever something seems difficult or it seems like it's too hard for him to do, what he does is he digs into this cookie jar and pulls out a time whenever he did something much harder than the challenge he's currently up against. 3, 2, 1, swing those legs around. And then essentially, he will be like, see brain? Like, I've done things way harder than this. So that is a strategy you can use. If you can think back at different times in your life where you did something really, really hard, right? Whether that was physically hard or mentally hard, whatever it was, it doesn't really matter. 3, 2, 1, but you use that cookie jar as proof that you can do this hard thing, right? Before your brain can talk you out of it, before you can talk yourself out of it, you're already digging and you're like, I got this, right? So for example, started running a little bit. I like to run just in the spring and fall because I'm a fair weather runner. I don't know. Put some pressure on that band. Let's go, squat it out. So I start very small, right? I start with like a mile. And I'm gonna be honest with you, the first couple days at that mile, I was struggling, right? Because I don't run year round. It was difficult. But when I was getting to the end of that mile and I was wanting to quit, my brain was telling me to stop because it was telling me I was in danger because I was very uncomfortable. I would think about all the other times I had ran way more than a mile, right? I think about the 5K I ran in October, and I think about that one time I ran the 10K, and how at one point I was training for a half marathon before it got canceled due to COVID, but at one point I was running between 8 to 10 miles, right? 3, 2, 1. So I used that bit of evidence in my brain, and I would start saying things like, the smile isn't shit, right? You've done way more than this. You've done 8 times this. You've done 10 times this. You can finish the smile. And what that does is it just kind of quiets that voice in your head for a little bit, because you've kind of provided proof that, like, nah, this isn't going to hurt me. I'm just uncomfortable. I'm going to push through it, and I'm going to get to the other side, completing the task that I wanted to complete, right? So if that is something you struggle with the fact that whenever things get hard, you want to quit and you want to throw in the towel during these workouts or during cardio or whenever it is. 3, 2, 1, go ahead and start building up that cookie jar of things that you have done in the past, clamshell, things you have done in the past that are way harder than what it is that you're gonna do, right? Because we've all done stuff harder than this, right? So start banking them. It's just a little tactic you can put in your back pocket, use it whenever you need it. 3, 2, 1. By the way, my ass is on fire again, guys. Man, oh man. We're almost done with these though. We are gonna go back to those shoulder moves for the burnout round. Keep breathing. Keep that core engaged. Three, 2, 1. Nice job. Pop that band off. And we are going to go back to those shoulder moves. I'm going to do 8s for the presses and the raise and pulls, and then 5s for the swimmers, okay? So about whatever weight you're using, try to cut it in half. It can be a little bit above or a little bit below. It doesn't really matter. We're just really gonna work on our form. We're gonna work on that mind-muscle connection, focus on which muscles we're using, and really just drain every little bit out of these muscles. All right, shoulder press, friends. Pull that core in, to press up and lower down. Focus on that form. Sometimes when we're using those heavier weights, our form can get a little bit sloppy. It's okay. Perfection is not a requirement here, okay? But this is the time to kind of pull it in, really focus on that form, so we can get those movements down. So when we add in those heavier weights, we can improve our form. 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Raise and pull. I'm going to stick with these 8s. Raise up, pull in, and down. Keep that core engaged. Slight bend in the knees. Keep those elbows up. Two, 1, swimmers. Gonna do 5s. Palms facing our legs. Up and out to the sides. Up and back to the front. see me looking over this direction, it is because I have a mirror over there. If you do not yet have a mirror in your workout space or some type of reflective surface where you can watch your form, I'm going to highly suggest that. Okay, does not need to be anything fancy. I've said this several times before, my mirror that's in here is like one of those mirrors that you hang on the back of your door at college, like one of those. It was like $5 or $10. That's all I have in here right now. I do have plans on getting more and bigger mirrors, but it works for what I need it for right now. 3, 2, 1. So if you have a mirror in a room in your house and you're not really using it for anything, go ahead and move that into your workout space so you can watch your form and make sure you're doing everything correctly. All right? Okay, friends, let's stretch it out. Let's start with our chest. Pull those shoulders back. Pretty sore this week. Cross one hand over top of the other. Roll your head and shoulders forward. Separate those shoulder blades. Nice job. Pull that arm across. Stretch out those shoulders. Other side. We're going to take an arm. We're going to put it up behind her back, and we're going to tilt her head away from the arm that's bent. Other side. And bring those feet together. We're going to roll down. Stretch out the back of those legs. Take those feet wide. Roll down again. And we're going to walk ourselves over to one foot. Walk ourselves over to our other foot. I need a pedicure, guys. It's that time of year. Come back to the middle and roll up for 3, 2, 1. Nice job today, friends. I will see you all tomorrow for leg day. I'll see you then.